If you are working, former student who studied through the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, and haven't paid your dues, please take note, this interview is for you. A new amendment to the SARS Act has enabled NSFAS to request your database. This information will help the financial aid scheme to track you and thousands of those that are employed and have been dodging paying their debt off. Kagiso Mamabolo, NSFAS spokesperson, joins us here in studio to discuss this issue further. Kagiso, good to have you in studio. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How much money are we talking about? How much is outstanding?
Well, we're talking about 14 billion that we can actually recover.
Yeah. I mean, that is a lot of money. And to think of how many more students can actually benefit from that 14 billion you're hoping to recover.
In fact, 14 billion sums up our budget for this year.
Wow.
And we are covering over 400,000 students only for this year. So imagine if that money is repaid, so there will be a lot of students that could be assisted that needs to go into higher education.
So what you say is that in unpaid debts, I mean, we're talking about 21 billion, but of what you can recover is 14, with people that are working, that are earning a salary and that should be paying that money back.
Yes, so these are the people that have signed the loan agreement forms with us. They've studied and they have completed and now they are working, but they've stopped paying, or some they've never paid at all.
Yeah.
And we don't know the reasons why, and that's why we now working with SARS to ensure that we get the details so that we can trace them. In fact, what is amended is the Tax Administration Act, not the SARS Act. It's actually the minister that issued that notice saying that SARS can include us on the list of statutory bodies that can request personal details of our debtors, because we have been working with SARS, but they were only allowed to give us information of employers, so we can deduct from their salaries. We were allowed to do that, but Section 23 of the NSFAS Act was repealed when the National Credit Act was introduced. So meaning that, we couldn't do salary deductions. We had to now sit down with the debtors. And most of them, when we tried to sit down with them, they just vanished. Yeah. So we are now exploring the new ways of doing that, of recovering the loans, and is to sit down with the employers now for and also to talk to the debtors that are self-employed and then they are paying tax. So through this amendment, we will be able to get that information from
so
SARS.
now you're able to get all of this information.
Yes.
You, of course, your debtors are going to be collecting the money. It's got nothing to do with SARS.
No.
SARS are just giving you the information.
Yes. SARS business starts with giving us information,
Okay.
and it ends
and
there.
It ends there. So what kind of information are they giving you? Are they giving you basically everything? I mean, if of this individual?
Well, yes, except non-financial information.
Okay.
Any information that is necessary and is non-financial, that is fiscal address, the latest contact number, the fiscal address, working address and so forth, because it is important for us to trace the debtors and ensure that we give them repayment options terms so that they can start paying back.
Yeah. Has this process started now?
It has started. We started in October.
Okay.
And
October last year.
October last year.
Yeah.
And with the campaign, and so far we raised over 19 million.
Good.
And
19 million.
19 million.
So that's how much you've managed to recover since it started.
Yes, and for the first time, 19,000 debtors who never paid before responded positively to this call.
Yeah. What are some of the reasons that these former students that are working and earning a salary say that they're not paying? Why do they almost think it's not their responsibility to pay this money back?
Well, our CEO actually embarked on a call center time where he just randomly called some just to have a conversation, and some we find that they actually stopped working. That's why they are not paying. But others feel like they shouldn't pay back the money. They forget that they actually signed the loan agreement form. But also there's a high level of unemployment. So because of that has hampered the scheme's inability to recover the money.
Yeah. Just finally, if people refuse to pay, point blank they refuse to pay and say, you know, I'm not going to do it. Is there a punishment that awaits them?
Well, according to NSFAS Act, we are a financial institution, and then we can follow all the debt recovery process that are available. The board can enlist the name of all the defaulting debtors on any list of any persons whose job is to enlist such persons.
Yeah. So I mean, they could get blacklisted.
We can get there.
You can get to that point where if you don't pay back this loan, your name could be blacklisted.
Yes.
Oh, well, there's a warning for you. So please, if you are working and you have a loan, you've got to pay it back. That's just the way that the system works. Now, just as we wrap the call center there's also an SMS center. What's this all about, the donation?
Well, the SMS one is the partnership we're working with the SABC Foundation. To encourage the citizens to donate. And you just SMS to 49919. And then it's the charged 30 rands per SMS. It's just to raise enough money so that at the beginning of the year we have enough money for registration.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's leave it there for this morning. Thanks for talking to us. It's been a pleasure having you here. Kagiso Mamabolo is the spokesperson for NSFAS, talking to us about their partnership now with SARS for defaulting former students that are now working, that have taken a loan out with NSFAS and are not paying it back. They're getting your information from SARS and they're going to find you. So perhaps you find them first before they find you. It's a much nicer way to do business. All right, there you go. The time now, 14 minutes before 7. We're going to take a break and then we're going to be